Obi afọ sɛ wohwɛ yɛ videos na sɛ w'ani gye ho a na apɛ sɛ wo appreciate yɛ na wokɔ wo baabi a share button no wɔ no a na wo scroll kɔ right a wobɛhu thanks ɛwɔ hɔnom. Aha, ɔmo abukyire no titiri. Wokɔ a wobɛhu sɛ thanks wɔ hɔnom. Wobɔ so a na wokɔ aseɛ hɔ a wobɛhu sɛ ama wo options ɛyɛ amount a wopɛ sɛ wobɛyɛ dɛ wode appreciate yɛ. Wochoose so a and then na wayɛ dɛ wode asopɔte TV Ghana. Na menhyira obi biara.
Okay, we shall for high TV Ghana but no like no comment no share money so there. And you be ahwe na ye kɔ yensem no say na say ato forcing a minority leader. And then when some about to quarter you bobo when some Sammy Fini NDC for the whole emotions ne as a mo person mo dane asem no ni on some baby. Third accused person jajapa. Dina popular in money japa. On a third accused court on Marco Casse go fed or damn Ghana ya told you no CC no alcohol in chambers be kuhun all that was be na Marco Cache or no back court no or my massam nenye said the bear he beat me ide a buagu at to force him to. I mean, I have more issues with some no more can because the Nippon Casa. That means one mono back or two be priority. And no be ever be influenced, so say, make sure say, as I'm never quite ya or first accusing na you boot ya or no, I didn't just muntia also because I'm no move. Right, as it as I'm not going to influence the engineers about when this is for fan work up on their own press conference. We and I key points over TV3, so be in some on their NDC affiliated station. Now, I'm the deputy sanitation minister, and they join Sammy Fee and they lawyer Martin Pebu. Now, we now Sammy Fee day, then throwing the allegations and doing them in our two baby, you know, or Quaqua attack Paul Adomochiri. On the no good evening Ghana and he says the record straight. But best set record news to Metro TV was yes Anna, yes happen so be attacking to attacking no when on the submission we move. And then submission of the my deputy sanitation minister and the chairman agent come. I was TV no so one ma I'm a presenter no kano who left and right. Oh, I'm for your court, you couldn't TM discussion.
Mark it down.
I mean, you and I, you are a student of law. Yes.
Well,
and so I will say that if, based on the records of the court, certified records, I'm sure you have a soft copy. Please check your phone. Check your phone. We've sent you all the documents that you have to.
So you know, I can't read it at this. I can't read it at this spot, but no problem.
Indeed,
I can be your
well.
Give me the quotation. I can read.
The first point I want to make is that Sammy, my brother, in his submission has made reference to Paul Adumochiri about 3-4 times, and I think that it is not fair because he's not on this platform, and if we come to discuss matters of national interest, you don't need to discuss people who will not have the opportunity to rebut. It's not fair. And I thought that Mr. Okanse, you would have at least let him know that and stop it because it's not fair. The man is not here. So why do you make reference to him and describe him in very bad taste?
I don't think
it's not fair.
He was going on that path.
But he did it about 4 times. He mentioned his name 4 times. It's not fair.
Reference. So I think you no. Mr. Jeff, hold on.
Akufo-Addo is different. He's a public.
Why we mention his name?
Hold on.
It's got Fredami in the studio.
They are public servants.
But you don't know that. You don't know that he's a public servant. You don't know Paul is a public servant.
Gentlemen.
You don't know he's the board chairman of Ghana.
You are talking about him based on his media work.
Let's not.
Contradictions. Some of the people we are discussing.
You are talking about Paul. You are talking about Paul because his Metro TV programs. You are making reference to him as a media person.
So
it's not fair. We are talking about Attorney General because he's a public servant. Akufo-Addo is a public servant. Paul Adumotre using what is the Metro TV is not a public servant, and so if you are speaking to those matters,
who told you that journalists cannot be discussed? Who told you that?
And the second point.
Where is he getting that from?
Let me say,
Sammy Jamfi, you are not the person who holds the knowledge of the world.
Hold on.
You should know that. You can express your opinion, allow others to express their opinion.
Let me bring
those who are listening to us will judge what you are saying, what I'm saying. It is not for you to judge me.
Okay, let me say this. You are going to make your point. So
the second point is the second point is
allow the
second point is
so you go ahead.
Yeah, I have to make these things before I go to my substantive point. Okay. The second point is he described Godfrey Dame as dishonorable. You see, when we are doing political discussion, we can disagree on matters. I may have my disagreement with Atuforsen, but I will not describe him as dishonorable. I will not do that. Let's be responsible in the kinds of comments that we make. You can't say because of politics, you come and sit here and describe the Attorney General, who is your senior at bar, who is more experienced than you, who has achieved more in court than you. His achievement in law is more than you.
Hey, so he cannot be criticized.
He can be criticized, but the way should I call you dishonorable?
But don't go that far.
Yes, I have to go.
People do.
It's not right. We have to have qualitative discussion. Focus on the issues and not try to bring people down based on hatred.
Oh.
I mean, so should I say because I'm going to criticize Atuforsen, I should call him dishonorable MP? Is that right? What kind of politics is this?
Okay, Omar, for so what the man can he's making a lot of sense. I did be Simon be in NDC for no journalists for the lack. So what I say, Ogunya Captain Smart, I bet now can say who knows for be because of what time being there, or money evidence beyond zoo. No, like they are tarnishing the image of the person, all because of politics. Some of you bet now we need some all can or attack it with Federal Dame, Attorney General, or more NDC for they are attacking his personality. So even allegations are some man na count court one no. So even say a true compa, it wouldn't affect case now or at all in case now court no. No mom credibility never affect. And so no mom na more interest too. So you see how damn NDC for you. Man for the entrance new quote on no submission.
Now to now to the substance. I am outraged with the commentary by Sammy Jamfi. And I want to point out two matters in this case. Okay. The first one is the substance of the reason why the Attorney General is in court are the facts he has and has put before the court. That is what will determine whether Atuforsen is guilty or not. The issues of the third accused person raising matters of the Attorney General, calling him whether true or false, let's say it's even true, are matters of his professional conduct that will have nothing to do with the case against Atuforsen. Let's separate the two. The facts before the court, even if it is established that the Attorney General called the third accused person to try to influence him to testify against the first accused person, that will go to affect the professional conduct of the Attorney General, but there is no way to affect the matter before the court. And I want to limit myself to the matters before the court. That is what is most important. If Godfrey Dame has misconducted himself, if they can establish that, the appropriate courtesies will deal with it. That has nothing to do with the matters involving Atuforsen. If there are professional matters that the Attorney General has done, that they have evidence to prove, they should bring it. And if it is proven, he will be dealt with according to the appropriate agency. But Okansi, this is a matter that the government of the NDC, from cabinet, they approved the purchase of 200 ambulances, as Sammy Jamfi stated. And it went to Parliament, and Parliament approved it. And Parliament approved for Stanbic Bank to establish LCs for payment of those ambulances. And in the contract agreement, between government of Ghana and the company, the foreign company, which the third accused is the local rep. There are clear clauses as to what should happen. There are clear terms. And the terms are in the contract are that the suppliers should supply the ambulances. And there is what is it, a criteria, there is a desire ambulance that should be purchased. And on the basis of the supply, the contractor will be paid. Now, the Deputy Finance Minister goes to write for LCs for payment when the ambulances have not been supplied, contrary to the contract at the time. And two, the bank that was approved by Parliament to get the LCs for payment was Stanbic Bank. And in this case, they established new LCs contrary to parliamentary approval.
So, Honorable Chinia, to the extent that this matter is still...
These are facts. I am not drawing conclusions.
These are facts. I want to also draw...
These are facts the Attorney General has put before the court.
Make your point.
I know my limit. I know my limit.
That you should be minded that...
I know my limit, Okansi. I know my limit.
I
am talking about facts. Facts the Attorney General has put before the court.
Because we haven't...
I am not drawing conclusions.
We haven't gone...
Sammy equally tried to give the facts of the matter. I mean, that it doesn't have nothing. It does not have anything to do with what is it. If you go to draw a conclusion, I'm not drawing a conclusion as to what will happen. It is for the court. I'm only talking about the facts that Attorney General, which are public fact. Statement that this is the contract. The contract is a public document.
Oh yes,
and in the contract
limitations. Yes,
in the contract there are terms of agreement. And I am saying that the terms of agreement, in the opinion of the Attorney General, were breached. Because the bank that established the LCs was supposed to establish LCs for payment as approved by Parliament. According to the Finance Ministry, they got expired and they didn't know. And they went to establish new LCs, which meant that, logically, they should have gone back to Parliament to get Parliament to, if those ones they approved were expired, they have to give the approval for new LCs to be established for payment. That is one. That was not done. Two, in the contract, the terms were such that the contractor had to supply before payment. In this case, the contractor did not supply, and the Deputy Finance Minister established LCs, and he was paid this amount. When eventually the ambulances that were brought,
so you see,
were containers. They were not actual ambulances, and that is established.
You see, I kept saying that.
Okay, these are facts. These are facts. These are facts of the matter. It's not.
You see, there, on only down, on only facts, no, like or contradicting, like, Bibiana say, opposite will be a journalist, or disturbing. So. You see, say some go for is TV3 for, you know. Entina, I na go for say MPP for town one as a BB. It's not like that though. So MPP for the town no lay down factor. Amu pe, but this is one den trouble there. Amu pesi yenti ono. So me je fi kan asem no. O entertain no ba ku say. O entertain no ba ku say. But sanitation as water minister kasa. On the way I was contacting me were facts and or the two on the moon. Next time that's the truth in the matter. So
facts of the matter can be discussed. Facts of a matter in court can be discussed.
I keep bringing your facts. You say these are facts. These are the matters that are actually before the courts to be determined as fact or otherwise. But you are saying that you don't want to draw conclusions. And you are.
But these are the facts they put before the court. The Attorney General has put before the court.
But is that to say that...
Is the contract not a public document?
It is a public document. And
so can't we discuss the contract?
That this matter is actually before the court.
I am saying that the contract is a public document.
Be minded of the limitations.
And I'm talking about the terms of the contract, which in the opinion of the Attorney General were breached. I am trying to make the point that as for these, court proceedings that they are bringing, is for the NDC, is diversion of attention.
Okay.
The actual issues of breach of the contract And the evidence the former finance minister gave in court, he has read, I didn't bring, but the evidence he gave is contrary to the claim my brother is making. I mean, that when he was cross-examined, he was not able to prove that he gave approval for the deputy finance minister to do that. He was cross-examined, and it was established. I mean, the former finance minister, former finance minister.
You mean Setekwe?
Setekwe. And he himself could not point to any document that he gave approval for the deputy finance minister to do what he did. It's clearly established. So the NDC is only using the statement made by the third accused to divert people's attention from the real issue. And I'm saying that the real issue is what the Ghanaians should be interested in. Also, the professional conduct of the AG, if it is established, is a professional issue. It has nothing to do with the case involving the former deputy finance minister. And to add to my statement, look, the Attorney General has sued 3 people. The first accused, the second, and the third. And the third is the local rep of the contractor or the supplier. And he himself stands accused. And if the first accused is convicted, the likelihood of the second and the third also being what is convicted is possible. Because the second and the...
How do you draw this conclusion?
We are expressing our opinions.
No.
I'm saying the likelihood, if the first accused, because the second and the third accused are being accused based on the action of the first accused. So if the first accused is implicated by it, the likelihood of the second and the third also being affected is high. I am not saying it is an outright, possibility. But it is...
That's what I wanted you to, because your earlier statement...
Okay, for so about contract. I said my okay, and certain statement no make it. So and certain statement like or tell again is just an opinion. Say them me tell him say I share my opinion, say they no can, because the point is you're accusing the pamians. Accusing pamians. Third accused, about say age ababe huno anajubi like all that was be I say o dia dance in such a way say you be convicted a first accused. Adem ye nyina na e wa amane mu ye na obi apriniti wo say me kon make sure say na ono first accused mum na e the main thing me ye nya ono a ye nyame. So in this if I attention for some diverted Ghanaians who it doesn't really make sense. Almost them on the press conference now. It doesn't make sense. A whole finance minister now we deputy under him cannot point out a document or the authorizations if I could just say cannot. If I could those ambulances, how actions are why and then about court training would finance minister ain't even prove any document that just all approve I say the way. I know the moment can't check Ghana for. And no, it boils down to what the credibility and then professional conduct of age, Say no, some ultimate evidence, but say no crack crampuna, and no, it doesn't affect us. Some more court, no. It affects Attorney General Nakasa in person, and Emma make a court to know what she has, assassin, I cannot know she. And then this for who's them, Omuni. Asemaka on some directed Ghana for attention because election year I have affect you. How comes there or more a whole minority leader need not go to prison? Said they must lock a CEO no go to prison. So attention on some diabetic but a man for me they are I didn't ask for more quantity. I mean I do my Tuesday on the court bill ama GBCSC. I'm for her TV Ghana. Their comment or comments on my camera.